I remember reading my guidebook to Barcelona years ago. The section on the mountain behind the city called Tibidabo relates to Christ's temptation by the devil. The devil takes Jesus up the funicular railway, shows him around and says to him in Latin, because he's very well educated, "Hey, Jesu, haec omnia Tibidabo si cadens adoraberis me." All things to you be given if you fall down and worship me. Tibidabo being the to you be given bit, hence the name. Jesus scans around for a while, considers his options, takes one look at that crappy amusement park you can see just down there and the caterwauling children thereof, and says, "Fella, I am going to need a bit more than this." The story is designed to make the point that not selling out for personal gain is to your potential betterment as a human being, and who knows what positive knock-on effects there might be. It is fictional. There is no devil. He was invented to scare children into putting their pocket money in the church collection box. The story is symbolic. This story is not symbolic, on the other hand. This story is real, and it's ongoing. This is the figurative Christ being tempted by the figurative devil.
Not being vaccinated today, I'm unable to travel to most of the tournaments at the moment.
And that's a price you're willing to pay?
That is the price that I'm willing to pay.
Amol Rajan lays out his various temptations: the chance to statistically be the best ever player, the chance to play at the French Open, and the chance to play at Wimbledon, all very tempting, and all of which Djokovic rejects with one word.
Are you prepared to forego the chance to be the greatest player that ever picked up a racket, statistically, because you feel so strongly about this jab?
Yes.
But as things stand, if this means that you miss the French Open, is that a price you'd be willing to pay?
Yes, that is the price that I'm willing to pay.
And if it means that you miss Wimbledon this year, again, that's a price you're willing to pay?
Yes.
He doesn't mention the prize money. To date, Djokovic has missed out on potential prize money of about $5 million. And if the Australian and US Opens carry on digging in their heels to the end of Djokovic's career in a few years, it could amount to as much as $20 million. And that would be a chunk of even Djokovic's wealth. And it turns out that he did play the French Open as far as the quarterfinals, and he played Wimbledon, which he won yesterday. Now the US Open has to face the reality of potentially not allowing the most recent Grand Slam winner to take part in their tournament for refusing to take a medical treatment which wouldn't prevent him giving anything to anyone, and therefore whose requirement is entirely pointless. This is hugely problematic, obviously, for the US Open. It puts a lot of pressure on them to bend and change their mind, and then this would have to apply to everyone. And again, not forgetting that to date this has cost Djokovic a good $5 million in lost potential prize money. So the devil's representative here asks the understandable question and gets a very straight answer.
Why, Novak? Why? Why?
Because the principles of decision making on my body are more important than any title or anything else.
Not exactly unequivocal. So all the things that to thee will be given, all the money and all the glory, if thou dost bow down and worship me, i.e. take the you-know-what, will be withheld because thou hast told me to piss off, and at great personal cost. And this is all a great embarrassment to the establishment on the part of just one person of obviously great global renown. I posted that video on my Twitter and on Getter as well. The Twitter video has actually got a reasonable number of views at this point. Links to them are in the description box underneath this video. Feel free to share them or download to your computer, re-upload, whatever you want to do. And share this video if you think that Djokovic's various temptations and sacrifices having a certain whiff of those age-old concepts of good versus evil, if that idea strikes a bit of a chord. I'm not particularly keen to promote that kind of a religious framing, not being remotely religious myself. It just crossed my mind, and I know it's framing that can have a certain seductive quality to it, and the whole thing can benefit from being seen through that kind of a lens rather than simply a man who is standing firmly on principle, as Djokovic is.
But as things stand, if this means that you miss the French Open, is that a price you'd be willing to pay?
Yes, that is the price that I'm willing to pay.
And if it means that you miss Wimbledon this year, again, that's a price you're willing to pay?
Yes.
Why, Novak? Why? Why don't...
Because the principles of decision-making on my body are more important than any title or anything else.